So today I'm going to be doing my review slash recap slash let's talk about the first episode of Doctor Who Flux, the Halloween Invasion. So this episode was really great. If I had to give it like a rating out of 10, I'd give it like an 8.5 or like a 9, probably near a 9, because I really thought it was amazing. So I have actually been quite a big fan of Judy Series. There's definitely things that I'd had issues with, quite a lot of things in Series 11 with a few of the episodes. Basically, Can You Hear Me? Basically, the one, what's the title? I don't remember what the title is. The one with the cabin in the woods. I really didn't like that episode for a few reasons. But Series 12, I also enjoyed. I love the two-parter Spyfall. I think the Spyfall two-parter is amazing. Like, I really love that. I really love the introduction to the Master of that episode. There was a few episodes I didn't love. Praxius was not my favourite, but then the Timeless Children, a lot of people don't like that. I don't hate the like plot twist of that. I don't 100% believe it, but like I thought it was kind of definitely believable that could happen. And then obviously we had that, which was not very well received, had very mixed views. Then went into the Revolution of the Daleks, which I actually liked that episode. I thought there was a few issues with it, but overall I really enjoyed it. I thought it was quite a sad ending with, you know, Graham and Ryan leaving, but obviously the scene, you know, with them at the end. But then to go into this episode, and obviously there has definitely been some time past. Yaz and the Doctor have definitely had some adventures that we haven't seen on camera, and I always enjoy that about Doctor Who, that there are some adventures that we just don't see, and there's definitely like time between the series. So like there was definitely time between the New Year special in 2019 and the series that was in 2020. Like, there was definitely some time in between. I loved that they were, you know, in middle of an adventure, and you could kind of tell that this was a CG planet. Like, they weren't actually filming it there. But I really thought that was so cool. It was really funny when she used her Scottish. So we get introduced to the Carvanista straight away in this episode, which I thought was really cool. Like, we're just in the middle of an adventure. It's also a cold open, which I don't think we've really had many cold opens with Doctor Who. Like, it's usually just the start of a story. Like, we don't really have many of them in Doctor Who, like many actual cold opens. But that was really cool, and when they're just kind of flying through, I thought that was a really cool effect. And obviously it is CG, but like completely. And you could tell that they were just there. But like, I really liked when Yaz calls the Doctor out and basically said, this is all your fault. I think during this series, the Doctor and Yaz are gonna have, or Yaz is gonna have quite a bit of conflict with the Doctor, but at the end of the, or at probably episode 5 or episode 4, she's gonna like burst and like just not kill, but like have a go at the Doctor and not be happy with the Doctor, which I'm really excited for her to like go completely ballistic with the Doctor, which sounds really bad, but like I'm really excited for it. I thought the introduction for Dan was really good. So obviously we have a few bits in between before we see Dan, but I'm gonna just skip to Dan quickly and I'll go back to the other bits. But I liked that he was giving a tour at the museum. For a minute I thought that was his job, but then I remembered that he was a plasterer. I liked the introduction to his almost love interest probably throughout the series. It's so sad when he didn't show up, obviously, because the Carvanista had like stolen that from him, and that was really sad. But she's gonna be back. I hope she'll be back, because she like got transported to this like almost waterfall world, so I'm guessing that she's gonna be back. But I thought it was really good with Dan, because there are some companions which I really loved Clara, but she was all like the impossible girl, and then like Amy was just like the girl who waited, and he was just Dan. He worked at a food bank. He obviously didn't have any food in the house and maybe didn't have much money, but, and also he had all those bills, but you know, he still didn't take that soup at the food bank, which I just thought was like a really cool thing. And the one thing I like about Chibnall's companions is that they're realistic. They are real people. Like Yaz, I guess we didn't have much of her family, but like Graham and Ryan, their nan died, so that was something. Graham's wife died, so that was something for him to be attached to. But so far we haven't really had something big for Yaz. Obviously, it got revealed in this episode that Yaz is no longer a police officer, and she was. So maybe something happened with that. I don't know. Maybe we'll kind of delve more into that later in the series. I have a bit of a cold, by the way, so if you hear my voice going a bit funny, that is why. But I thought, I don't know, I really liked how down to earth Dan was. I think he's going to be a really cool companion. I know he's probably not going to stay on past series 13, but I kind of really hope he does. I think he will return in the specials because we have seen him through set photos, so sorry about that. But I really liked him. I kind of liked it cool because the first like shot we ever saw of Dan in the teaser trailer was him being trapped in that cage in the Carvanista, which I thought was really cool. I really liked the Carvanista because they were kind of sought to be a villain and they knew a lot more about what was happening than the Doctor, but they weren't really a villain. They were kind of just doing what they thought was right. There were 7 billion ships, and each Carvanista, they had a person they were going to take to get them off of Earth. This is coming. And I thought that was really cool. We got introduced to Jacob Anderson of Ender in this episode. So he's kind of like, I think he's to do with the Division. So in the first scene of the episode, we see these people from the Division basically like trying to like capture Swarm and seeing if he's still in his cage and stuff. And then Swarm basically takes all of the particles from this woman's body and he like puts them in, and then he has all those shards of glass in his face. And I didn't actually recognise him from the beginning. They didn't say the name Swarm in this episode, but they said they were from the Division, which obviously I was guessing the Division was going to be back because they really have not wrapped up the whole Roof Doctor thing or like the whole thing in that episode of that person who was the last series. I don't remember Fugitive of the Dune. They're all like ancient Gallifrey. So I'm very much guessing that Mindy is going to be a part of that. I really liked that he was in episode 1. I didn't really expect it, that he was going to be in episode 1. Also, they didn't use all the footage that was released in trailers. It really was from episode 1 and probably episode 2. Like, the whole of the first trailer pretty much is episode 1. Like, there's a few bits of the turning of the head, which I guess will be later on, but like, pretty much it was all in episode 1. And also with the main one, there was some clips which we know are obviously from episode 2, but like, which is going to be the Battle of the Sontarans, or the War of Sontarans. But so far, really good. So for what else I want to say is I want to talk a bit about the monsters. So I wanted to talk about the introduction to the Sontarans. So the same people are playing the Sontarans as last time. Strax, I did enjoy his character as Strax in the Moffat era. I did feel they kind of just made him into a bit of a joke at the end. Obviously, the whole idea of the Sontarans is a little bit of a joke because it's basically these potato creatures who are like, you know, fighting these people, and they're supposed to be like really, really like scary, but they're really just not. And I really like the new design of the Sontarans. I think it's really cool that they go to classic. Who I looked up what the old Sontarans looked like, and damn, that was not good. But obviously it was in the like the 60s and 70s. But with Dan, I love that his introduction for the Doctor was, you know, just him kind of having to run, and the TARDIS doors, I don't know, like, they are all over the place. Something's happening with the TARDIS. So there's been some theories that maybe, like, the TARDIS is dying. Something's going on with the TARDIS. Are we going to get a new TARDIS at some point, like, in this series? Probably not, because there's obviously going to be a new Doctor in the... And obviously because it's a new showrunner, I don't think they'll keep the same TARDIS, but, like, I don't know, very intrigued. Matt Smith, halfway through his run, or I don't know, some hype for his run, when like I think something changed with his run, and then he got a new TARDIS. But that was still with Stephen Moffat, so you never know what could happen there. But something's obviously going on with the TARDIS. Maybe it's dying, maybe it's just the Flux is doing that, or like some creature. I do still think the Master does have something to do with this, like 100%. This isn't just, you know, like willy-nilly, like, just happening. I do think the Master, or somebody, Omega possibly, he was in something that I watched a while ago, and I've been interested to see him back, but it kind of got revealed, not revealed, but it kind of hinted that maybe Yaz and the Doctor are an item, or like, because they're sleeping in the same bed, which, you know, doesn't mean anything, but like Dan might be a little bit freaked out about that, be like, oh, what, are we all sleeping in the same bed or something? But Yaz hasn't been back to Earth in a while because she kind of freaked out when they found out what the Flux is. So the Flux is basically this like thing which is like destroying planets. It's basically going to destroy the whole universe, so the Doctor needs to sort this, and I thought that Jodie's performance of the Doctor in this episode was really, really great. Compared to, like, I really like her as the Doctor, like, I think she's a great Doctor, but the writing has always been a little bit of an issue with me. For a lot of people, it's been an issue, like, I didn't really notice it for the first few episodes, but then as I rewatched them kind of last year, and also as I, like, got further into the series, I saw that she kind of always knew everything that was happening. But in this episode, she didn't know. She didn't know what the flux was at all. She'd never heard of it, and, like, the only reason that she knew what it was because the Covenista kept talking about it, and then she made the Covenista tell her. I did think that the Sonic was, like, too big of a deal. Like, the Sonic sometimes can also be a little bit of a plot thing, like, kind of just there when you need it. But I thought that it was really good. Overall, this episode was really, really great in my opinion. Like, it's a good 9 out of 10, like, I really like the different shots and the angles, the transitions when it goes into Jodie's eye and into that planet was really cool. I think Chibnall's almost taken on everything that people have said about his era and basically tried to make it a lot better. Like, it does feel like a different showrunner. I've not liked his era, like Klabab, Rosa, The Fugitive of the Jadoon, Revolution of the Daleks have been good episodes. Actually, Revolution of the Daleks not so much, but those three have been really good episodes. Also, Spyfall Part 1 and 2, amazing episodes. That was such a good... But this episode, Chapter 1, the Halloween Apocalypse, does fit in. I didn't really see more of an apocalypse. I kind of wish they went with the title of the Halloween Invasion, but it kind of does go a little bit to the Christmas Invasion. I wish it was kind of the Halloween Invasion or even the Liverpool Invasion. I just didn't really like the kind of title of apocalypse because it's not like an alien apocalypse. Like, I guess it kind of is a bit of an apocalypse, but I do think that there's going to be a little bit of a rivalry between Yaz and Dan, which I think is really, really cool, and I think it's really necessary for this series because it's kind of cool to have two companions who, sorry, I just woke up, who, you know, aren't necessarily best of friends. They're good friends, but, like, they do have stuff that they argue about. There was a little bit of that between, you know, Yaz and Ryan, but I think it was more, you know, friendly. I do think it is still going to be friendly between Yaz and Dan. I don't think they're going to have some kind of big thing, but I think maybe Yaz might blow a bit because I feel like the Doctor was probably going to give a bit more attention to Dan than Yaz, possibly, so there could be some conflicts there. I enjoyed that. I thought it was really, really great, and I don't know if I have that much to say. With the cliffhanger, with, like, the flux going to the TARDIS, when I first watched it, I thought she sent, like, regeneration energy into the flux. It wasn't, it was, like, vortex energy, and I was like, is she just, like, going to regenerate? But there is a bit of a cliffhanger, you know. There's a cliffhanger when the flux is going into the TARDIS, and maybe that gives the TARDIS a new look or so, but, like, it was kind of annoying a little bit when they did do it next time with obviously seeing the Doctor fine. So obviously she's gonna be fine. They kill off a character that has been in the role since 1963. Like, that's not gonna happen yet anyway. Yaz, she won't die. She won't. I don't think she will. Or, like, at least not yet. Maybe she'll die in the Centenary special, but she won't die in this series. But I did like that little bit of a cliffhanger, and they kind of just ended it on the TARDIS. Obviously, they're gonna be fine, but, like, it still was, you know, a little bit of a 100% what is happening. We really don't know what's going on. The Weeping Angels are in this episode, and they sent someone back in time. We don't know what's happening with these men that are building this tunnel. I guess maybe they could dig up a Weeping Angel or something. And Swarm, I don't know. Also, the people in the Arctic, and the fact that the Swarm's sister, so they're not married. I thought they were kind of a king and queen, but they're not. It's a sister and a brother, which I thought was kind of cool. Maybe we'll see more of Swarm, and there'll be, like, a king, queen, and, like, brother and sister, and then maybe the Swarm will find, like, a queen or a king. But I really liked it. I thought it was a really good episode. So 9 out of 10 for me. Or, like, 8.75 or 9 if I have to be really specific. I'll see you soon. That's it for me today. Bye!